Okay, I think we're going to get started. I'm Brandon Boyes. I'm the Economic Development Manager for the City of Urbana, and I'm joined here with Gordon Hendry of CBRE. We're here to talk about the proposals, the request for proposals for redevelopment of 200 South Vine Street. This is a 1.7 acre site located in downtown Urbana, just north of the city building and across from the U.S. Courthouse. It's a site that the city assembled in roughly 2010 and has been working to redevelop for some time. Proposals, I believe, are due May 8th, and we want to use this as an opportunity to provide some additional information on the site and get any questions you might have. If you're watching the stream right now, you can email questions to bsboys@urbanaillinois.us. That email again is bsboys@urbanaillinois.us. Otherwise, I'm going to turn it over to Gordon now to go over the executive summary of the RFP.
Thanks, Brandon, and thanks for all of you who are here. The CBRE, on behalf of the City of Urbana, issued the RFP on May 4th, and as part of the RFP process, we wanted to entertain questions that may come up relating to the RFP. As Brandon mentioned, RFP questions are being accepted at present and will be accepted through April 24th. And then each week we will post the questions and answers on the city website so that the process is transparent and that everyone can see the questions and answers that have been provided. So as Brandon mentioned, 5 p.m. Central Time on May 8th is when the proposals are due. This property is, as Brandon mentioned, 1.7 acres, a little over 76,000 square feet. Just north of the City Hall, you can see that it's in the heart of downtown Urbana, across the street from the U.S. Courthouse, near the County Courthouse, City Hall, and with direct accessibility to Main Street in downtown Urbana. The site is about just a little bit over a mile from the University of Illinois campus. So we believe that this is an excellent opportunity for a mixed-use residential housing, potentially office, potentially some retail, and even hotel and hospitality use. Let's see. I think it's important. The data is contained in the RFP, but I think it's important to highlight the growth of out-of-state students from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. In the past 6 or 7 years, the number has grown by more than 50%. So currently, in this current enrollment period, 2014-2015, we've identified 15,850 non-Illinois students in the market. That's an increase from approximately 9,700 in 2007 and 2008. In addition, the number of international enrollment has increased threefold since 2000, so it's currently at a little over 9,800. I think this it would have an impact potentially on residential projects that might be considered for this site in terms of new student housing, new housing that targets graduate students who might be coming to the University of Illinois and wanting to live in downtown Urbana, which, is really live, work, play. I think another important point about the site is that it's directly across the street from a weekly farmers market, which is a very significant community event for the city. Literally thousands of people come to visit the farmers market on a weekly basis. There's all kinds of food, music, other related events, and so we think that's an attractive attractive thing to have directly across the street from this development site. Do you want to add anything?
I just want to talk a little about some of the recent activity in the downtown Urbana market. Since 2013, I think we've had close to 30 new businesses come to downtown Urbana, predominantly retail, secondarily office, retail and restaurant in particular. So we've seen a large influx of great ethnic cuisine, vegan food, just a large number of unique restaurants, almost all locally owned as well. So that's really brought down the amount of stock that's available for retail uses. We've seen a increase in office uses as well, and there remains a demand for housing in and around downtown Urbana, and the opportunities to live in downtown are rather sparse at the moment. Subsequently, this site is its proximity to all the amenities of downtown, which have only increased in the last 3 years, would fill that niche. It is on the east side of downtown Urbana, so it's a little further from the university, from where we've seen the highest concentrations of student housing. However, it's still certainly marketable for student housing. It's also on the edge of the East Urbana neighborhood, which is a neighborhood that's experienced high volume of sales in the last few years, and remains a desirable neighborhood that we're seeing young families move into. So overall, this is a unique opportunity in downtown Urbana as well. We haven't seen a site of this scale come available for some time, and it was the city, and through the efforts of the Tax Increment Finance District, that have allowed this site to be assembled as well. If you do some research, you might see this site referred to as the Goodyear block. There was a Goodyear facility on this site. That site the business is now relocated up the street, so that business has now been vacated and the property is ready to be redeveloped. I'm going to check my email here. Do you have anything else, Gordon, to add?
Couple more things. So Brandon was talking about the housing, and the RFP contains some data regarding multifamily housing in downtown Urbana, but we're looking at newly constructed product in the square foot rental range of $1.35 to $1.50 per square foot. The vacancy rate as of last fall was 7%, so that's a very strong occupancy number for a downtown community. And as Brandon said, really just even in the last 6 months, there's been a lot of retail activity. There's co-work, office that has grown in downtown Urbana, and I think there's a number of projects that are in the works. Do you want to maybe talk a little bit about the zoning, Brandon?
Sure. Actually, the zoning is all B4. I thought, yeah, there's a portion of the zoning that is R5 at present. That's a residential zoning, but I believe the intent is that it's all going to be central business district. It just hasn't been rezoned at this time because we haven't had an opportunity to redevelop. There will be some sensitivity to the fact that this property borders both the downtown and a residential neighborhood. So while the city is certainly interested in mixed-use development that is of urban scale and an urban form factor, I think the city will be looking for a development that is sensitive to the fact that there will be residences nearby. So, a multi-story building that consumes the entire block probably wouldn't be the best fit, but more intense uses on the eastern side of the property, the western side of the property, would probably be the most appropriate. However, we're certainly open to hearing any suggestions that are out there. Other than that, and as Gordon had mentioned, there are a number of redevelopment projects that are currently underway. Redevelopment of a church nearby into an event center, redevelopment of a historic property called the Stevens Building into 4 upper-story residential units downstairs, commercial, expansion of the shoe store on Main Street, development of an outdoor beer garden on Main Street. We just had expansion of a creative industry or a technology firm called Pixo that expanded their offices on the 2nd story of Main Street. of a Main Street fronting property. Applied Pavement Technology is a corporate headquarters for an engineering firm. They just expanded their offices above Crane Alley on Main Street. So again, there is a lot of activity in this area, and a number of large employers, the university being about less than a mile away, Carl Hospital being nearby, Health Alliance being in Lincoln Square. So a large number of employers nearby.
So I would just, in summary, I would just say this is a really great opportunity in a Big Ten city. There's a really thriving and growing downtown. We think it's an attractive opportunity for members of the development community, and we certainly welcome proposals. And any questions that you may have can be directed to Brandon Boyes at the City of Urbana, Matt Ramsey of CBRE Oak Brook, and Gordon Hendry, that's myself, at CBRE as well. Our information is contained in the RFP. Our contact information is contained in the RFP. But I think we'd just like to see if there's any questions that anybody may have. I know we have some folks who are watching streaming, and I think we may have gotten a question or two.
None by email just yet. Anyone else in the audience have a question? I have a copy of the B4 zoning sheet as well. That information is accessible via link in the RFP, but virtually any business use that you normally find in the downtown district is permitted by right in the B4 district. In addition, I believe there's parking requirements can be more lenient in this district as well. So I'll check the email one more time. And one last call for questions. Again, thank you everyone for your time. This recording will be posted on the city's website as well, made available along with the other RFP documents. And thank you.